So yeah, the super Congress that's going to be established, that's going to work on, they're going to specialize as a financial committee. It's just what Congress needs is another committee, right? They have committees for everything, man, and then they have subcommittees for the committees. It's pretty wild when you really look into it. Honestly, when they first started looking, I think it was shortly after Harry Reid requested that Tim Geithner spell out the consequences of the default. What was that, last February? That was either February or March, that Tim Geithner letter that I talked about. And it was shortly after that they began discussing, okay, well, the Republicans, the Republicans that would eventually vote for the debt ceiling, they wanted to have some sort of a policy enacted to where there was a continued payoff of the debt. Like, they were very much going for austerity in this fashion. And to be honest, I was pretty much for it, and I think I still am for it. You know, anything where they're actually acknowledging a problem is a step in the right direction for those clowns. And I think right now is maybe a bad time for austerity, but you do have to eventually come to the conclusion of, okay, which generation is going to be paying for what we're paying for now? You know, you get a lot of people complaining about what they're paying in taxes. Well, what your taxes are paying for today, if you actually chase down the money, what your taxes are paying for today is probably something that happened, 20 darn years ago, the way that these guys work. So, I'm kind of for mandated legislation, requiring that, certain spending regulations be cut back, and I very much support that, because I'd like to see a balanced budget, and I'd like to see them be able to work into their means. The other part of it, if I may say so, as far as a law requiring, like, a legislation must fit the budget, like an actual amendment to the Constitution, I think it's a really, really good concept. And I think it's a step in the direction of quote-unquote honest money. But to be honest, in a realistic age, like, we're actually living in an age of usury. I'm not really sure if it's appropriate at this time, unless things change. I don't know. The debt system really seems to work, and I know it's a very liberal outlook of economics. But if you take the money away, like, forget about the money for a second, and you just think of our ability to build roads, our ability to build cars, our ability to have food. I mean, yeah, it's a complex system, but it still happens. So the idea of bringing money to that wealth, I don't know. I think it's a little bit more complex than what some may feel. But that's what I got on it initially, and those are my initial thoughts on the Super Congress. Y'all take care.